Hello, my name is Jessica Resuta. I'm a junior in high school in Colby Academy Catholic Homeschool in Elysburg. My topic for the 2016 Pro-Life Oratory Contest is 1/3 was gone. 59 million. Picture a map of the United States. Now imagine Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, Delaware, and Washington, D.C. gone. The entire population of this region is now obliterated. 59 million souls are now missing. I was born after the legalization of abortion in 1973, and 1/3 of my generation is gone. 1/3. The cause? Abortion. Because of abortion, 1/3 of my peers will never experience life in the outside world as I have. 1/3 who were going to be born into the land of opportunity were cheated of life, liberty, and happiness, and not given a single chance to prove their worth. A significant part of America's future has been annihilated. These innocent children could have been our future doctors or teachers, my classmates, your spouse, our friends. Perhaps one of them could have found a cure for cancer or developed a worldwide clean water system for developing countries. The possibilities are endless. We will never know what impact these Americans would have had on our nation and on the world. However, what we do know is that they were murdered through no fault or choice of their own. Sadly, this Holocaust has not ended. Since the legalization of abortion in the United States, over 59 million lives have been destroyed. Why? It is because we have lost sight of the value of the human person. America has become an individualistic society where everything revolves around me, my life, my career, my pleasures. Anything that interferes with my plans must be removed. The thought of sacrifice is repulsive to today's society. And the reason for this is that sacrifice requires one to freely give up their desires for their own good or for the good of another. In a society that pushes one to pursue their interest alone, the concept of sacrificing their time or love for someone else is simply unattractive. When it comes to abortion, we have ceased to see children as blessings and view them as burdens instead. We have entered what Pope Francis has called the throwaway culture, meaning that weak, vulnerable, or imperfect persons can simply be discarded if they are unwanted. The sacred lives of human persons have become disposables. When society encourages self-centeredness, one can easily fall into greed and selfishness. The fulfillment of one's desires becomes the sole priority of existence, and individuals will stop at nothing to get what they want. The responsibility that comes with a child is seen as an obstacle in furthering one's interest. Here abortion comes into play as the seemingly easy solution to remove that responsibility. Abortion is the extreme rejection of personal responsibility because one has acted as a co-creator in the life-making process and then said no to that life that one has created. Mother Teresa said that any country that accepts abortion is not teaching its people to love, but to use violence to get what they want. This is why the greatest destroyer of love and peace is abortion. Our great nation once prided itself as a country of self-sacrifice. How many soldiers fought to defend our beloved country? How many families sacrificed their husbands, sons, daughters, fathers, and mothers for the well-being of others? The political freedoms and rights of man were seen as something worth fighting for, something that was worth the sacrifice. Are not the lives of millions of defenseless persons worth it as well? Our country is facing the reality of having a Democratic presidential candidate who believes that the unborn person should not have any protection. During a Meet the Press interview on April 3, 2016, Democratic presidential candidate and former Secretary of State Hillary Rodham Clinton said, "The unborn person doesn't have constitutional rights." When asked his opinion on Mrs. Clinton's statement, Vermont Senator and fellow Democratic presidential candidate Bernie Sanders said, "I do agree with the Secretary. I don't believe there's any constitutional protection for the unborn." Since the passing of Roe v. Wade in 1973, the question has been raised if the unborn are protected by the Constitution. Mrs. Clinton herself acknowledges the unborn as a person. If the unborn are persons, then they would have constitutional rights. The 14th Amendment to the Constitution addresses citizenship, rights, and equal protection of the law for all persons. It states in part, "Nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without the due process of law, nor deny to any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws. All human beings, born or preborn, deserve their own individual rights and should be treated as equal members of society. The unborn person deserves equal protection. All children are worth sacrificing for. They are our future. Every life leaves its mark on society." My fellow Americans, we face a great crisis in our nation. We have reached a point where the sanctity of human life is often devalued. Abortion is unjust and unconstitutional because it endangers the life and rights of a citizen. Life is precious at all stages, and it is our duty as citizens to defend the lives of all Americans. So join me as we make our nation truly one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you for this opportunity, and God bless America.